over Tulsa last week. They take on South Alabama this week. I'm assuming you're going to pick Oklahoma State pretty easy.
You are correct, sir.
Here we go. Cincinnati taking on number 8 Michigan. It's in Ann Arbor. Their first Michigan's home opener. Wilton Speight didn't play well, but the line is at 34.5 points. I'm still picking Michigan pretty easy. What about you, Tommy?
I'm picking Michigan easily as well.
There you go. Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin, as the Badgers host Florida Atlantic University. And head coach Lane Kiffin, who has some talent there. A lot of Division I recruits who are on their last opportunity to play in Division I. They take on a tough Badgers team who can run the ball as well as pass the ball with Alex Hornibrook at quarterback. I'm still picking Wisconsin easy in this one. What about you, Tommy?
Go on, Wisconsin.
There we go. Louisville, North Carolina. It's in Chapel Hill, but Louisville is a 9.5-point favorite. I expect Lamar Jackson to come out and perform just as well as he did this past weekend. What about you?
I agree. Lamar Jackson should.
There we go. Charlotte. Charlotte taking on Kansas State, who's ranked number 19. Kansas State is a 36.5 point favorite. Picking Kansas State easy.
Kansas State as well.
In East Hartford, Connecticut, home of the ESPN, you have Connecticut taking on 21st ranked South Florida. South Florida is a 17.5 point favorite, and Connecticut historically has never been that good in football. So I'm picking South Florida to come out on top easy. Tommy?
South Florida as well.
Alabama's playing Fresno State. I'm picking Alabama. It's pretty easy.
I'm picking Fresno State.
Get out. Oh, stop it. You're joking.
Okay, Alabama. I'll choose Alabama.
Okay, I was going to say. Pittsburgh taking on Penn State. Pittsburgh is a 22-point favorite. Penn State's a 22-point favorite in Beaver Stadium. Pretty easy for me to pick the Nittany Lions. Tommy?
Call on the Heisman Trophy. Go Penn State.
There we go. Saquon Barkley looking pretty good. 16th ranked Miami taking on Arkansas State, who's always a tough FCS opponent, but I'm still picking Miami to win this one easy. Tommy?
The U.
There we go. Delaware, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, and that is one of the most rocking stadiums in college football. Go ahead and just Google Virginia Tech home openers, and it's insane. And even on Thursday night games, these environments are ridiculous. Picking Virginia Tech easily. Their freshman quarterback, Josh Jackson, was phenomenal. Tommy?
Go on Virginia Tech as well.
There we go. TCU, number 23 in the country, taking on Arkansas. But TCU is only a 3.5 point favorite on the road. I'm picking Arkansas on the upset. I like the SEC. Tommy?
I like the SEC too, but I'm going Horned Frogs.
There we go. Number 25th ranked Tennessee escaping a 1-point victory here over Georgia Tech last night to take on Indiana State. There's no line because it's their poor FCS team, but we'll see how it goes. I'm picking Tennessee easy. Tommy?
I'm picking Tennessee as well.
Auburn and Clemson played last year in the opener, and Clemson was able to escape with a victory at Auburn. But this time, this match is in Clemson, and Clemson's only a 4.5 point favorite. A lot of it has to do on the inexperience of first-time starter Kelly Bryant, but they do have Deion Kane at wide receiver. It's going to be a close game. I like Clemson at home, barely. Tommy?
I like Auburn a little bit better. Just because it's a rookie quarterback doesn't mean that he's going to have some rookie mistakes. I'm going with the veteran quarterback. I'm going Auburn.
Florida State taking on Louisiana Monroe. Florida State obviously is going to have a new quarterback, but it is their home opener. They're a 33.5 point favorite. It doesn't matter for me who starts at quarterback. They have a couple options, but I'm picking Florida State easy.
I'm not picking Florida State too easily, but I will pick them. I think they will have their troubles in the beginning, and I think that the opponent will definitely try and capitalize on them. But still, Florida State, since it's their home opener.
A top 5 matchup for the second straight week to kick off the college football season. That's pretty good. You have number 5 Oklahoma going to Columbus to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Two of the best quarterbacks in college football. Baker Mayfield taking on J.T. Barrett. This has all the feels of what should be a great matchup. Last year, Ohio State cleaned house in Norman. I expect this to be a close one, and I actually expect Oklahoma to go into Columbus and win this game pretty easily. Ohio State is a 7.5 point favorite, though, or 7 point favorite. But I'm still picking the Sooners easy. Tommy?
I'm going to pick the Sooners also. I think Urban Meyer is a great coach. J.T. Barrett is a decent quarterback, but Oklahoma just looks a lot better.
Number 12, LSU, Baton Rouge. That is a tough environment to play in. Danny Etling, can he produce a better performance than he did last week? 14 of 17 for 171 yards through the air. But Darius Geis is a Heisman Trophy candidate. I think he'll put on some numbers, probably put up 250-plus rushing yards, in my opinion, over Chattanooga. Tommy?
I'm going to go
LSU, Chattanooga.
Yeah, LSU. Sorry. Chattanooga just sounds too good to, not pick.
Fair.
Is their name?
Yeah,
Chattanooga.
That's fair. The other two teams that are ranked here, 15 ranked Georgia against Notre Dame. Now, Jacob Eason, the quarterback for Georgia, has been ruled out for this game, so it's going to put a little bit of pressure on the running back for Georgia. Whereas for Notre Dame, they look pretty good too, but they're a named program that just gets into the top 25 based off their name. I'm still picking Georgia to come out on top at Notre Dame, although Notre Dame is a 4.5 point favorite. Tommy?
I'm picking Notre Dame. You can't pick against Fighting Irish when they're at home, so I'm picking them.
There we go. Northern Colorado taking on Florida. As I mentioned, Florida's kind of had troubles with that quarterback, although they're probably going to go with Notre Dame transfer Malik Zaire with this opening matchup in Gainesville, and I expect Florida to bounce back pretty easily there. What about you, Tommy?
I agree with Florida, and hopefully the Notre Dame transfer actually does well in his new environment.
There we go. Number 7, Washington taking on Montana in Seattle. Should be pretty interesting as well, considering the fires that are going on out here. So it's at Oregon all the way up through Seattle, so it's pretty bad all around in the Pacific Northwest. However, getting back to football, Jake Browning, he needs to be better than what he was last week, only 17 of 30 passing. He does have that opportunity to get better against a Montana team from FCS. Tommy?
FCS.
So it's Montana, by the way.
Sorry, say again?
It's Washington against Montana, who plays in the FCS.
I'm going to give it to Washington. I was going to ask Marlena if she wanted to pick this one, but she wasn't paying attention. Washington.
She may pick the next one. So USC taking on Stanford in the third matchup of ranked teams. So it's going to be a fun weekend. It is at the Coliseum where USC plays. You have Sam Darnold, again the number 1 quarterback, potentially coming out of this class, against a Stanford team who is always sound offensively and defensively. They're always well coached. They're like the Patriots. You can't really beat them. They don't make the mistakes, so you're going to have to outplay them. It's going to be a close game, but I'm picking USC. The line is 6.5 for USC to be favored. I think it's going to be closer than that. I think it's going to be USC by 3 over the 14th ranked Cardinal. Tommy?
I'm going USC as well. I was trying to get Marlena to say something, but yeah, Sam Darnold, he's an amazing quarterback. He's Big Ben material. He's got that size. He's got that elusiveness, and he's got that vision. So it's going to be a close game. I'm still going to give it by a touchdown. I feel like they still have that great offense. So going USC.
There we go. Washington State and Boise State. In Pullman, Luke Falk looked really good last week. I expect him to do a lot of the same this week against Boise State. Again, they're not the same Boise State of old, but they do have a great quarterback at Mark Ripken. He is the son of the Redskins quarterback Ripken, who won the Super Bowl more than 2 decades ago. So if that name sounds familiar, that's why. But I do expect Washington State to win this one easily. Tommy?
Go Washington State as well.
There we go. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we got baseball to talk about, of course. Again, Red Sox and the Yankees. Once again, always news in the books. And, of course, more things to talk about with Tommy when it comes to baseball. So, without further ado, we got Overflow and Michael Woods on the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Cerrone and Tom Crane on Spreaker Radio.
I feel it.
And welcome back to the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Stern and Tom Crane, coming to you live from Portland, Oregon, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's 5:21 on the West Coast, 8:21 on the East Coast. So we've come down to baseball here again. It's been pretty good for a baseball season as a whole. If you're just a general baseball fan or just interested, this is a perfect time to watch it. You can see if Giancarlo Stanton will hit the 60 home run mark, which he is projected right now. He's at 53, heading into some games tonight. That being said, of course, Tommy, the man, the myth, the legend that is to talk about baseball here. Tommy, what do you got in the world of baseball today?
First off, I'm going to be talking about some smaller stuff before I get to the big story. First off, as you said, Giancarlo Stanton is making big strides towards his big money that he should earn. He hit his 53rd home run the other day, and as you said, he is on pace to get 60. This just begs the question. He's a power hitter. He's Miami's favorite star, pretty much. Will he break Barry Bonds' record of 73 home runs back in 2001? Will he ever do that? I definitely think so. I think he has the swing, the power, the look, just the bat speed overall. Is a tremendous player, and if it's not how, but it's when he'll actually break Barry Bonds' record, if it will happen later on. I could also see him beating the home run record and being in the top 5 home run hitters of all time. Going down from that, J.D. Martinez. He was on the Tigers. Now he's on the Diamondbacks. He was the 18th player in baseball